of Esther, women in power. Esther said, I hate it anytime I sleep with my husband. How many of you have read the book again? Did you read? You know, when you read it, you think she's enjoying, first lady, because of how she dresses. How many girls carry her this thing? Esther said, the man I married was a beast. But she stayed in the marriage. She's the one that produced the next king. And it's through her lineage, the kings of Persia started coming. And later, her husband got saved. Yes, and became one of the converted kings of Persia, just like Cyrus, just like Darius. And it wasn't then that their marriage now went to another level. Because 1 Peter chapter 3 wrote blueprint how women should handle men that are living crazy, men that are not living according to the word, men that are not obeying, following the blueprint. He said the woman deploying certain strategies like meekness, like the fruit of the spirit, like the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit. You don't talk to him. And go and see when Esther was addressing the king. You will see, he said, you are the best thing. My king even shines like the face of God himself. You go and say, the same bad man. But that's what finally converted him. God in 1 Peter chapter 3 gave women a blueprint on how to manage men that are out of order. It's not by rebelling, not by carrying your husband everywhere. You wives, be in subjection to your own husband, that if any obey not the word, they also may be without the word, will be warned by the conversation of the word. That man will get converted if you respect him, even while he's misbehaving. If you talk right to him and still gives him his own, even while he's misbehaving, another law will come into operation. Will finally get him. I didn't say it will happen overnight or 1 week. Verse 2. Why they behold your chest conversation coupled with fear. The fear is not fear, it's reverence, coupled with respect. If you go to Babylon now, they tell you, if your guy is cheating, go and cheat. What you need to know about male and female, there are differences. So you go to filling station, look at the relationship between that thing that gives fuel and the tank of the car that collects fuel. So when you go to filling station, they pull out that one, it releases fuel. But when the relationship finishes, you look at this one, dry, it walks away hanging. It's the other one that gets pregnant, the tank. When they finish, this one dries up, you won't see anything. Guess the one that collects if the fuel is bad, where all that dirt is dumped. Guess who is going to have problem with the engine, problem with whatever? He has gone on. They say if you cheat. At the end of the things are crawling in your body, demonic activities, all kinds of infections, all kinds of whatever. And this is a Christian woman. And it's not just infection, medically, biologically, and all that. Demons. I can tell you with authority. I told one man, I said, check you a pig that came from the water with all infections. You found this Christian woman that messed her life up. Don't know how many deliverances it will take to clean up what we dumped. When you finish your work, I say your generation will never get away from it. That will follow your generation till it's over. But do you know what the Bible said? It said, of such are those who go into houses and lead away silly women. A woman that sleeps, that is married, that sleeps, is a foolish and very silly woman. Look, can you put it up? Let them see. Put it up. Is it not Timothy? Paul, write it. Just as Janice and Jambres withstood Moses. So he's talking about these people that they go to church but they won't obey God. He said of this sort are those who creep into houses and lead captive silly women, stupid women. And these are women laden with sin, led away with diverse lusts. So they've been in lust and lasciviousness. You just need a man to give them opportunity. And there are such men, weighed down with sin, laden with diverse lusts. The Bible said the next verse 7, of such ever learning. This is another quality that they have. This kind of greed, ever learning, never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. I think sitting in church, getting knowledge is enough. There is something that comes before knowledge. Is your moral foundation, your spiritual foundation, your character, your moral values, your principles. It's on that you now build knowledge. There are things, if you like, put gun on my head, I cannot do. If you like, bring sword, put it, I cannot do it. So finally, we get to the relationship factor. And there's a lot of wisdom here. Male and female differences, male and female needs, learning how to meet those needs, sexual fulfillment, financial management in the home, communication in marriage, a lot of critical things that have to do with how you relate and treat each other. Loving your wife, submitting to your husband, and all of it. If you're going to design a marriage program, whether it's premarital or marriage, you have the blueprint. You look at your causes. You will now look which area is not strong enough. How strong is the foundation? What causes helps us build that strong foundation? Do we have it here? Then we'll look at the knowledge and the wisdom for building a successful. How much of it is here? But you now come to, he didn't call me darling, he didn't have pet name for me. He adds something, it's sugar. When you are finished getting the tea or your pap, you can now sprinkle it. They are the spices. They add something to also make marriage more interesting. You have a day a week for each other where take each other out, do whatever. It helps make the thing sweet. Because marriage is not to be endured, it's to be enjoyed. Have good pet names for each other. And those days when they used to say honey and all of that, these Gen Zs, they have wonderful names. Whatever works for you, it makes the other person happy. Go for it. Adam told the two wives of Lamech, go back. The issue is beyond you. I know when it happened. He is my son, and he killed his brother. So the thing has come full cycle. It has come out. Don't worry. Today, now that we have Jesus who has died on the cross, there's a way to deal with such foundation. There's a way to deal with demonic activity. There's a way, and it can be cut off. And these people enter a new level. Oh, this woman has husband already in the spirit. She even has children for the other man. And that man, spiritual husband, is going to mess up this whole thing. Oh, this man is already married in the spirit. And you are expecting his first love, his invisible wife. Yeah, the invisible wife is real wife. The spiritual life of the couple. Not just spiritual life, it's correct, but the spirituality of those two couples. If they open them up, what is the content? What's the character content? What's the spiritual content? Am I married to a demon? Am I married to a saint? Am I married to a genuine child of God whose character has been transformed? You see? So what is going to happen if you find out the person you married, the foundation is not there? What do you do? Start harassing the person. Or what do you do when you meet a sinner? What do you do when your brother is still in the world? What do you do when your sister is in the world? What do you do when your father is still in the world? What do you do when your mother is still in the world? You see now, you have to declare war on intercession to open up the eyes, the blindness that is holding the person. You have to declare war in intercession to pray that person out of that place. You also have to do something about helping the person to start hearing what they need to hear in order to become who they need to become. Leaving the person there, complaining from now till the next 1,000 years will not change nothing. What if you find out that, they put the mirror now. Now I can see where part of my problem is coming. What do? You have to start praying for yourself, and then you have to start going for the knowledge that will give you the capital to undertake this mission. This thing is a mission, but you don't have the capital. You don't have the capital. You don't. You're going to pray for yourself. You're going to pray for your spouse. If you're having children that are disobedient, they are misbehaving, go back. The first thing is, what is the spirituality of these children? What is their moral foundation and spiritual foundation? Okay, as parents, I want you to see where we make one of our biggest mistakes. We care more about academic success and career success than the spiritual success of your children. You invest, you spend millions for those who go to private schools. You spend hundreds of thousands to give them good education. You want them to get the best job. Every time you're worried about how well they are doing. But you have not cared about the eternal destiny of your children. You have not cared about the moral quality of the child you have raised. And that's what they are going to bring into another person's life. The character of this child. Tomorrow you start blaming the other person. You take side with your own child. Meanwhile, the child had nothing. He brought nothing into that man. He brought disaster. On the part of our pastors and leaders, you're going to redesign what you're teaching people based on this. Watch the world when they try to help marriages. If you watch what they are showing on social media and everywhere, they go to the 10%, the environmental. They will tell you it's money. They will tell you it's this. They will tell you it's that. Then some of them will go to the roof. The relational part. Don't allow any toxic relationship into your life. Walk away from it. I wish that's how your parents did it and you are here. Every small thing, they tell you, walk away from it. You know what the advice is? If you get to a construction site, you don't find a well-finished 7-story duplex. Walk away from it. Walk away from it. Where are you going? The one you want to go to, somebody built it. You have an empty land. Settle down and come out with architectural drawing and start construction. I'm just giving you the blueprint. Start construction. When you finish, other people want to walk away and walk into the one you built. No, it's work. It's building. It's building. It's construction. Walk away from it. Walk away now. Come and steal my own. So tomorrow, you have a new business you have started. The business is still going haywire. Profit is not yet profit. The thing is gone. You say, walk away from it. Go to a business course and learn how to build world-class business. Come back and put that wisdom into that thing. Build it into a multi-billion company. Walk away from it. Walk away. Come and work for me in my own company. That's what they are advising everywhere. So, and people are listening to the jobs. That's why marriages are collapsing on them. That's what your parents did that you came here. They tell you, don't behave like your parents. They were not happy, but they stayed there. Walk away from it if you're not happy. Walk away. Walk away. It's when you walk away that your unhappiness now starts. Ask so. Ask. Of course, we're going to deal with conflict and subject of divorce. Yes, there are conditions. 1, 2, 3, provided in scripture. When it gets to that point, that actually divorce. The reason divorce. This thing requires amputation. This leg has gone bad. We can't fix it. It's not gone beyond fixing. So divorce is marital amputation. The goal is to save the lives of the two people. Because you leave this leg that it has rotten and it's decayed, it's going to kill the whole thing. So when things have got to that point where it's life threatening, to save the life, they amputate. But the two people must understand they will bleed and they will have this pain for life, even after you marry another person. They need to understand that. But there are situations where we have to do it. But there are extreme measures, the treatments, doctors that go ahead recommending amputation to people anyhow because they want to get money. Sometimes the sickness has medical cure. Drugs change in lifestyle can cure it. They will recommend operation because there's more money in it. The way we tell people you have to be doctor literate, you have to be counselor literate in marriage. With what I've shown you, you also know where to walk. Where is my problem? Where is the real issue? So that you're not going around treating symptoms. Instead of amputating your leg, amputating your arm, amputate the demonic elements. Cut off the appendix, cut off the cancer, cut off the tumor. Don't cut your hand. Don't cut your leg. And cut it off on time. Let it not grow and damage the leg. How to deal with affairs in marriage. How to prevent it and how to deal with it if it has happened. It's a way to deal with it. There are 7 laws involved. And the couple can heal and become more intimate and stronger. The marriage can become strong even after that. Pray for yourself. Pray for your spouse. So as you study it, then authority of the believer is the solution. The person that studies it have diagnosis, the lab. Then that is discerning of spirit. Authority of the believer now, and the name of Jesus is now the answer. The application of authority of the, if you introduce these 2 elements now, and it has to be a course both in premaritals and in marriage, because people finish having problems. You don't want to be a Christian, you give birth to a child with brain not correct. You will see who causes that problem. You will also learn how to cut it off. That's why we say it's not when you get to war you start learning war. You have a child with autistic or this, you have a child facing convulsion. You have any of the couples having convulsion. You have a woman always paying you a visit, sleeping with you in the night as men. Do you have a problem with you are married in the spirit and you have children? Are you married or your wife doesn't look attractive to you? But other girls and maybe other people's wives is what you feel like having. But the one in your house doesn't feel like. There's a particular spirit that is on your case. Then when you get to barrenness, you see what is behind it. Then you meet the ones where people get conceived. After a while, they see blood, baby goes. You see who is behind it. Spiritual world is more real than the physical world, and it's more populated than the physical world. We can count the number of people there, but the number of other entities here now, for example, if we count the angels, there are more than human beings. But what about the demons? You think it's only human beings that enter church? People come in carrying things inside them. Maybe you're a person, you know you are not yet a committed disciple. Ask God to help you now. Now you're going to do something about it. Your failure to go for discipleship school, for DLI and other, is also affecting your marriage. And beyond going for your failure to become a student of God's word and to be committed to obeying it. And it's not just marriage. I'll show you videos maybe tomorrow. If you don't deal with that, it will also affect your ability to go in the rapture. Because it's not just disobedience to your, or it's not just your wife you're maltreating, or you're disobeying your husband. You're disobeying Christ.